Hello everyone, back tuning into today's third video. We're going to have a look at the weather for the next week to 10 days. For today's third video, it's going to take us to around the 9th of July. So we're just beginning heading towards the second week of July with week 10 day video updates. We'll see what the models are suggesting for the first and second week of July. We'll actually be able to extend out beyond that with the extended GFS and ECM ensembles. They run to around a couple of weeks. And we will have a look at CFS V2 for the next month at the end of the video as well. Running really late with the video today. I've been holding off to see how high the temperatures will go this afternoon. We have been under threat of breaking the all-time June maximum temperature record, which was 35.6 degrees in 1957 and also in 1976. I don't think we're going to do it. I think we're going to fall just short of it. I think 34 Celsius will be our high temperature for today, and I'll talk you through what's happening there very shortly. The first thing I'm going to do though is say a big thank you to our latest PayPal donor. Now this PayPal donor wants to stay anonymous, which is absolutely fine. If you would like to stay anonymous and give a donation, that's perfectly fine, no problem at all. So I'll just say big thank you to Anonymous for being our latest PayPal donor. You know who you are. And a big thank you to you for doing that. If you would like to become a PayPal donor, whether you do it anonymously or whether you have your name mentioned in the videos, and all you need to come to the Gas Service PayPal page, sign into your PayPal account, and then you can send a donation to Gas Service. Alternatively, you can become a patron for Gas Service. So this is the Gas Service Patreon page. We've got 63 patrons at the moment. Hello, and a big thank you to our 63 patrons. Hopefully, you're managing to keep cool on this hot Saturday afternoon. So if you would like to become a patron, Gas Service, just come here, sign up for a patron account, assuming you don't already have one, and then you can give an ongoing monthly donation to Gas Service. By doing that, you become a patron, and again, we can shout out in videos to say thank you for doing that. So it's Patreon or PayPal, however you do it. Big thank you to all of you. Big thank you to all of our PayPal donors. Big thank you to all of our patrons, and special thank you to Anonymous. Right, let's have a look at the latest observations then from xcweather.co.uk. And we've got 35 degrees here as the high temperature. However, that is flashing away in Le Havre, down in France. So that's not really relevant for our temperatures. Coming into the UK, we have had 34 at two locations that I've seen, London Heathrow, and also at, let's see if we can get it up, which is always a bit difficult. There we go. Northolt also was at 34. Now, both of those locations have now fallen back to 33. Well, they had done at 4:30 in the afternoon, falling back to 33 degrees. So that's why I'm thinking the chance of getting to 35, let alone 35.6, is probably off the table. Whilst that might pop back up to 34, there could have been some cloud or something floating along that sort of caused those temperatures to dip from 34 to 33 at those two locations. And if the sun comes back out, that might get the temperature back to 34. But I'm thinking probably we're not going to get to 35. And I think 35.6, beating the temperature record from for June from 1957 and 1976. It's going to be a very big ask from where we are. It's just on 5 o'clock as I'm doing this video. So at the end of the video, I may come back and refresh this page, and we'll see what the obs are showing from around 5 o'clock. That's if they've updated by the time we get through to the end of the video. We shall see. Out in the west, though, you can see where the cold front is. Much cooler there. Look at that. Poor old Aberporth on the west coast of Wales, sitting at just 14 degrees Celsius. That's what life is like on the other side of the cold front, and that cold front is heading across the country in the next few hours, going up to Western Scotland, also Tulloch Bridge at 17. So it's much cooler out to west and the northwest. As that cold front moves across, it may well trigger thunderstorms for Scotland and northeastern England. So it could be a lively evening up in the north and the northeast. Conversely, well, perhaps a bit perversely, down in the south-southeast, where it has been hottest today, where you might expect the greatest chance of thunderstorms because the temperature has been at its hottest, we're not going to get any thunderstorms. We're just going to have a band of cloud moving across, and then a drop in the temperature as we go through the evening and into the night. It'll be one of those sort of nights where it starts off pretty steamy, and then the temperature will start to freshen up, or it'll start to freshen up as the night progresses. So you've got your windows open. Later in the night, you'll feel the wind beginning to blow through, and then the temperature will lower, and that will be the end of the heat wave. Tomorrow will be cooler and fresher for all of us, but still pleasantly warm in the south and in the southeast too. We'll probably come back to the OBS page at the end of the video, which you'll see. Right, these are the 500 millibar high anomaly flow charts from Penn State University. We've got the ECMWF on the top for the next week to 10 days. Got the ECMWF on the top, but we haven't got the GFS on the bottom. Well, it's missing again. This has been a regular sort of thing that's been going on since the upgrade of the to the new version of the GFS. So again, we're missing with 500 millibar height anomaly for next week to 10 days from the GFS. But we have got the ECM. This is what it's showing. Quite nice sort of conditions, really. Got an area of above average heights in the 7 to 10 day time frame, sitting over just a little bit to our west. Below average heights are up to the northeast. Putting in a bit of a northwesterly flow like that, so it's not going to be a heat wave. It's going to be relatively modest with the temperature, but a lot of dry weather to enjoy. And of course, because of the time of year, the strength of the sun means that as soon as the sun comes out, it's going to feel pleasantly warm, whatever the thermometer is showing, really. So I think we're going to have quite a nice first week of July, and that could carry on just into the second week of July too. These are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks. The red line here is the 30-year upper air temperature average. We're looking at High Wycombe. No, we're not looking at Bury St Edmunds today. It's a very hot afternoon when I'm doing this here at Galsworthy's Tower, so you just have to bear with me. If I make any mistakes, a little bit hot and bothered. It's Bury St Edmunds that we're looking at this afternoon. You can see how hot it is at the moment. We're between 25 and 20 degrees at 858 PA. That is a record-breaking upper air temperature, certainly for June and probably for the whole year. However, from now onwards, it's pretty much downhill all the way. So by the time you get through to the early part of next week, we've actually gone a little bit below average, a little bit below the red line, albeit it will still be pleasantly warm in the July sunshine. Beyond that, keeping very close to average through the rest of the first week of July. Maybe signs of a bit of a cooling trend into the second week of July. That's this period just here. Precipitation wise, the next week or so looks dry pretty much continuously for Bury St Edmunds. Lots of dry weather there. As we go into the second week of July, it does look more unsettled. So on the face of it, it does look as though this second week of July is presenting a bit of a cooling trend and also a trend to turn more unsettled. However, keep in mind that is extended range stuff, so it's in the unreliable time frame of the GFS and its ensembles. The first week of July certainly looking pretty dry, and although quite cool with upper air temperatures, it won't be too bad in the sunshine. Temperature anomalies from the 29th of June to the 7th of July are coming out a little bit below average. That's more reflective of some quite chilly nights, but we're probably going to have in the week ahead quite fresh nights. I mean, daytime temperatures aren't going to be anything exciting. They're only going to be upper teens or low 20s probably on many of the days in the first week of July. But just in the sunshine, it won't feel too bad at all. And dry as well. Precipitation anomalies from the 29th of June to the 7th of July are largely drier than average. This is how the GFS is looking for Tuesday. High pressure toppling in across the country on Tuesday. It's still there on Wednesday. Still there really on Thursday. Bit of a cold front coming in from the northwest on Friday. Could bring some showery conditions to the northwest. But then next weekend the high pressure is back in again, and that takes us up to day 10. largely under high pressure conditions. So there should be a lot of dry weather as we get to day 10, 9th of July, even if temperatures aren't particularly exciting. A little bit more unsettled in the extended range, but never far away from high pressure in the south and the southwest. And that's how we finish up with this GFS run at Monday the 15th of July. We're close to a ridge of high pressure. So for the south anyway, the first half of July does look pretty dry. GEM, again, high pressure building in through much of this week, giving lots of dry, fine conditions. Temperatures a bit on the cool side, particularly at night, but won't feel too bad in the sunshine. Just goes a bit more unsettled with the GEM as we get towards day 10. Just signs that the Atlantic is beginning to move in. But then the GEM at day 10 is pretty unreliable, to be honest. This is the ECM. And again, same idea. High pressure is building in through the course of this week, bringing a lot of dry weather. Daytime temperatures will be pleasant in the sunshine. Not excitingly warm by any means, but certainly pleasant. Nights could be a bit chilly. Up to next weekend, still plenty of high pressure influences really. As soon as we get to day 10, starts to look more unsettled as low pressure begins to drop in as a trough within the 500 millibar flow, starts to drop into our east. That is turning things a little bit cooler and a little bit more unsettled, showery probably by day 10. Now, what we're looking at here is the ECM ensembles. These are the scenarios that are at play within the ECM ensembles for day 10, which is going to be the 9th of July. So we've got 19 members of the ECM ensembles, including the control and the operational run, that have above average heights to our west and northwest, below average heights over to the east of us. So a bit cool, bit showery, trough dropping through the North Sea, could bring some unsettled conditions to the east and northeast in particular. And temperatures have been on the cool side as well. However, there's 18 that have high pressure, kind of like centred over top of the country, really, with the jet stream pushed northwards. So that's the driest and warmest option that's on the table. And then there's 14 with some northern blocking, high pressure towards Greenland. Low pressure is kind of like coming underneath it. So that could be the most unsettled option, actually. Particularly if this low pressure around Newfoundland starts to roll in with the jet stream underneath the northern blocking. Only 14 of those doing that, though. 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got within the ECM ensembles. This is for the 14th of July. 20 members have high pressure centred over top of the country. They look quite nice. Sending the jet stream northwards, lots of dry, fine conditions on offer with those. 17 with high pressure out to the northwest, low pressure to our east, rather cool and showery. And then this one, 14, has northern blocking. And it has low pressure coming in from the Atlantic, so that's probably the most unsettled option that we've got on the table. There are options here for like the second week of July, and it does look as though reading between the lines we could be seeing signs of something a bit cooler and a bit more unsettled then. Finally, just have a look at CFS V2. These are 500 millibar heights broken out to week periods. The first week period dates from 29th of June to the 5th of July. So above average heights, very close to the country, lots of dry weather, but turning a bit cooler with the wind tilting round to the northwest. Then we have week 2, which is the 6th to the 12th of July, above average heights to the northwest. Again, quite a bit of dry weather on offer. Winds are in from the north, so it's not particularly warm, but would be pleasant anyway. And mainly dry. Week 3 is the 13th to the 19th of July. Bit of a northern blocking signal then. High pressure going up towards Greenland and Iceland. Starting to pull in more of an east-northeasterly. And by the time we get through to week 4, we're actually in an unsettling cool pattern. This is 20th to 26th of July with blocking around Greenland and Iceland. Low pressure over the UK, that's pulling in northeasterly winds. That will be cool and unsettled, but of course it's 4 weeks away, so it's really unreliable. Just wanted to give a mention to this. So we've got the NAO forecast for the winter of 2019-2020 coming up tomorrow. Be released at 10 AM. Going to be a very, very interesting watch. I'm running a poll on Gazov's Twitter asking what you think that NAO forecast will be forecast. So this is a tweet that I put out yesterday. So winter 2019-2020 NAO forecast will be released at Gazov's 10 AM Sunday. But what do you think the NAO forecast will predict this year? How about a little poll? And it turns out that you've still got a bit of time to vote in this. It won't be expiring until 9:09 tonight. But it turns out that at the moment, 25% of Galsworthy's Twitter followers think that the NAO forecast will be forecasting a positive NAO. 32% of Galsworthy's Twitter followers believe that the NAO forecast will be forecasting a neutral NAO. And a majority, 43%, a little bit surprising this, 43% believe that the Galsworthy's NAO forecast will be forecasting a negative NAO for the winter of 2019-2020. So 219 votes in. There's 4 hours, or probably 3 hours when you're watching this video, but there's a couple of hours still left to vote, and at the moment a majority are thinking the NAO forecast will be predicting a negative NAO for the winter of 2019-2020. All will be revealed tomorrow at 10 AM. That's when we're going to be releasing the NAO forecast. Be a very, very interesting watch. And then at 5 o'clock tomorrow, going to have a live event on Galsworthy's YouTube channel where we'll be discussing the NAO forecast. I'll take some of your questions perhaps, and maybe get the screen share going and show you some of those charts that we've featured with the sea surface temperature anomalies within the NAO forecast. So that'll be a bit of fun. 5 o'clock tomorrow evening on Galsworthy's YouTube channel. Let's just go back before we sign off to this chart and see what's happened as the observations have updated at 17:08. Now we've got the maximum temperature up to 36, but again that is flashing away at Le Havre, so that again not particularly relevant for the UK. Let's see what our stations are showing. So again we've got High Wycombe at 31, we've got London Heathrow again at 33. Has Norfolk gone up? No, Norfolk is still holding at 33 as well. So we've lost those 34s. It's gone 5 o'clock in the afternoon. We may get the temperature popping back up to 34, but I don't think we're going to get it up to 35 now. Famous last words. If something dramatic happens in the next hour, I'll just have to talk about it in tomorrow's Sunday Roundup. But I don't think we're going to get temperature up to 35. Don't think we're going to get to 35.6. So I think that all-time June maximum temperature record held jointly from 1957 and 1976 is safe for another year. But we shall see. There could be a last-minute twist in the next half an hour or so, but I think it's unlikely. Right, so that's it for this very delayed video. Sorry about that. I was waiting to see whether we get the record. Turns out I don't think we will. So I needn't have delayed it, but I didn't know that at the time. So anyway, sorry for delaying today's third video. Don't forget to check out Weekend Forecast and also the seasonal model roundup for the autumn. That video is going to be placed on the autumn updates page later this evening because I'm running late. I'll be late with that too, but I will get one onto the autumn updates page by the end of this evening with a written summary. Tomorrow, it's the winter 2019-2020 NAO forecast. One of the biggest videos of the year will be released tomorrow at 10 AM. And I think we're going to do Galsworthy's Sunday Roundup tomorrow afternoon. And then 5 o'clock, we're having that bit of fun on the Galsworthy's YouTube channel where we're going to have a live event talking about the NAO forecast. Right, that's all for now, though. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday evening. Try and keep warm if you can. But that's all for now, and thanks for watching.